What happens if the US-Mexico-Canada agreement is not renewed? For many companies, the answer could mean higher costs, supply chain disruption, and difficult sourcing decisions across North America. But here's what separates the high performers from everyone else. They don't wait for certainty. Rather, they prepare for uncertainty. Today, I'll show you the scenarios the business leaders should consider now and the strategic actions that they can take before policy changes force their hand. Scenario number one, a full renewal. The agreement would be renewed until 2042. Now, your business would benefit from the certainty and continued preferential access across North America. Scenario number two, non-renewal. The U.S. president announced last week that he did not think that he would renew the USMCA. Should this occur, the USMCA would remain in effect until 2036 and undergo an annual review until that time. What this means for your business is that there is less market certainty, and it could affect your preferential access to the Mexican and Canadian markets. Scenario number three, a renegotiation. If the agreement undergoes renegotiation, your competitiveness will depend entirely on your compliance. In an earlier video, I talked about rules of origin, labor value content, and regional value content. Your operations teams needs to pay close attention to your sourcing practices and any shifts in these measures. And finally, scenario number four, bilateral agreements. Some argue, as in the case of a panel that I moderated last month, that there is a slight chance that the trilateral framework would break down into two separate bilateral agreements. The United States and Mexico are in their second round of talks this week, following their first round in May, and ahead of a third scheduled round of talks for the month of July. The United States and Canada also engaged in trade talks at this week's G7 summit. Now, separate bilateral agreements could create different rules for each market, and you must be prepared for a reality where you are navigating two separate trade frameworks instead of one unified North American market. The bottom line, the worst strategy right now is a wait-and-see approach. Look at your operations, stress test your supply chain against a 2026 non-renewal or expiration in 2036, stricter compliance measures, and the possibility of two separate deals with the United States. Assess the risks, prepare for the various possible outcomes, and protect your market access today.